what I couldn't see. Eating clean, playing my part. Still something breaking inside my heart. I was doing everything right, and everything kept getting worse. Following every line they drew, still ended up in reverse. Five pills lined up on the sink, each one telling me what to think. Said give it time, you'll be okay, but I kept drifting further away. I was doing everything right, and everything kept getting worse. Gave them everything I had, still couldn't break that curse. Then one day I just let it go, stopped chasing what I didn't know. Took one step, changed one thing, turned my back on everything. On everything. I'm Lance, yeah, this is my why. North Dakota Carnivore changed my life. Kept it simple, stripped it down, turned it all the way around. Lost the weight, cleared my mind, left that old road far behind. What I found was something true, did it myself, and so can you. I was doing everything right till I walked a different line. Now I see clear as day, this life is finally mine. This is why I do what I do. North Dakota Carnivore, seeing it through, reversed it all, yeah, I made it through. Let's stay together strong, me and you.
And good Saturday morning to you all. What a way to start the day, huh? We got some severe weather that's supposed to be coming our way today. So I got up and I was listening to Rick this morning and checked the weather. And I'm like, if I'm going to get a walk in today, I got to do it now. So I actually just 10 minutes ago got back from a 4-mile walk. So I'm out of breath and sweaty still. But I do have my Element raw electrolyte. Trying to replace some of the sweat that just got out of me. And I actually did something just recently that I haven't been able to do for a few months. And it's something I've been working on doing, and I haven't been able to do it. Back in December and January, I did alternate day fasting. In the first part of February. And I got down to my lowest weight doing alternate day fasting. I've hit a stall since I got down to that weight, and I've gained 15 to 20 pounds since then. And I keep riding between 210 and 220. 210, 220, 210, 220. I've gotten up to 225 and then back down. Actually, I think just the other day I was actually at 225. But that's a different story. But I finally got an alternate day fast, and I got a 36-hour fast in yesterday. So Thursday, we had a company function at a baseball game. We had the patio party, and it was burgers and hot dogs. Some other stuff, but I won't pay attention to that. But it was all you could eat. So, of course, beef burgers, beef hot dogs. What could go wrong, right? I did this on purpose. I weighed myself Thursday morning. I was 219.6 or something like that. And then Friday morning after the game, I weighed myself again, and I was 224.8. I gained 5 pounds. But when I got done eating on Thursday, I hit the timer on my fasting app, and I got in a 36-hour alternate day fast. It's the first one I've been able to get in and succeed with in months. Maybe that mental block has been gone. I've been able to do extended fast, no problem. It's just that other fast is just, yeah, it really sucked. Now, I know a lot of that weight that I gained wasn't from what I ate. I did have 8 burgers, 8 quarter-pound patties, and 8 hot dogs. What can I say? I can still eat. I still don't get that leptin signal that tells me I'm full. I probably could have ate more. But I also had 2 elements while I was there, 16.9 ounce water bottle. Put my element in that, and I had 2 of those plus 2 other waters. It's bright sunny night, so I stayed hydrated, and it was actually really good. But I'm very happy. I nailed that fast, and check this out. Yay! Nailed it. 36 hours and 51 minutes. That's when I ate this morning while I was watching Rick's live stream. So I did get it done. Finally, I nailed my fast. And then, which one is it here? Yeah. So this one shows my weight being 219, going up to 224. And my weight this morning back down to 219. So yeah, I know a lot of that was water weight, but it's interesting to see because you can't trust the scale. I didn't really gain any weight. I stayed the same, and I know that. So, and this is what I ate. There's 2 pieces of cheese, 2 burgers, 2 dogs, and mustard. I had 4 plates. That's what I do. I can eat that. And it was actually a really nice game. It was a nice night, good company. So we had a lot of fun. I also did a little bit of experimenting with my CGM. My CGM at one point, this is right before we were going to the game, it was down to 77. Right before we got there, it was a little bit higher because I did eat some bacon when I got home. But the high that got up to was 96 after eating their, most likely the hot dog. The mustard is just that regular yellow mustard, didn't have any sugar in it. But I had the bacon and went from 77 into the low 80s. And then when I ate the hot dogs, I went up to the 90s. And I cannot read that one, but it dropped right back down. This one. Nope, that was my weight this morning, 219.9. So I'm actually down about half a pound from what I was on Thursday morning. So awesome, huh? Picked up some cool, my son calls these his new chocolate milk glasses. But they're from Bones Barbecue. It's a local barbecue place here, and they have some amazing smoked meats. The glasses and a $20 gift card. The glass and a $20 gift card for $20. Come on. That's a steal. So I had to get 2 of them. One for me, one for my wife. My son claimed the glasses as soon as he got home. And then I broke my fast this morning with bacon and ground beef and ground pork. We picked up, they had ground pork on sale at our local store here. It was extremely cheap. I had my wife pick up 10 pounds of that, 10 pounds of ground beef, and we mixed 8 ounces of each together, and then vacuum sealed them, threw them in the freezer. So this is actually just 8 ounces, half a pound of ground beef and pork, and then 6 slices of bacon. That's what I broke my fast with this morning. So beautiful way to start the day. I got a great walk in. I had a really good uh, fast. It made it exactly where I wanted it to be. So, hey, look at that. Good morning, Aaron. How are you doing today? It's so nice to see you here. I haven't seen you in here before, but it's always great to see you. I do watch your channel in the mornings. I'm generally at work listening with an earbud in, so I don't get to interact a whole lot. Yeah, fun with AI. That was from John Together Strong. He did that video, the entry video for me. I love it. I think it's great. Carolina Carnivore, good morning. How are you doing today? Let's go. Right? Rice Biscuit, good morning. How are you doing today? It's nice to see you in this morning. Oh, Brian. Good morning, Brian. How are you doing today? You feeling better? Doing better yet? Did you go back to eating your sardines yet? That's the big question. Good morning, Jeff. And Jeff is frying bacon. You just finished frying bacon. That's great. That's what I had for breakfast this morning. Sup? Yeah. Mr. Biscuit. Good morning, Angie's. How are you doing today? It's so nice to see you here. Oh, hey, if you all didn't know, yesterday morning, a interview I did with Carnivore Ron was released yesterday morning. The QR code up there is a link to the interview. Go check it out. Ron's got a pretty amazing story himself. He was over 400 pounds at one point. So he's done some incredible weight loss on his own too. Go check him out. Check out his channel. Check out my interview with him. Give us a like. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Brian saying good morning, Angie. Yeah. Angie says, hope you and your wife are feeling better. Yeah, I forgot that your wife had been ill too. How's she doing? Is she doing better too now, Brian? Crispy bacon. As soon as that entry music started, I looked up and I'm like, dang it, I forgot to post this on Rumble. And it's too late to post it there when it happens. I was hoping you'd come over on the YouTube channel there. Thanks for dealing with my dumbness this morning, I'd say, yeah. Colt. Uh-oh, I stole your food. Nope. That's one thing I don't let people do. You don't steal my food. I might give it to somebody, but I won't let them steal it. We'll fight. Ricebeer says, I checked my doc every 90 days, and my weight is always lower. 19 months carnivore, no stalls yet, but I am strict. And I'm fairly strict. You know, the only thing I cheat with is cheese and dairy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, besides the flavored element every now and then, but I don't have a whole lot of anything else. I don't. But I can still eat a lot. The way I looked at my stall and my weight loss is my body has a lot of healing to do. I abused the hell out of it for how many years, and I just got to get some more healing done. And I'm not gaining weight and going up any higher. I'm just kind of stuck right here. And I don't mind because, you know, I've got the pants that I've been wearing are a size 32 and they're still fitting good. They're actually getting looser on me than they were when I bought them. So even though my weight has gone up, I've exchanged a little bit of fat for a little bit of muscle. So I keep getting better. And she says, maybe you had enough to eat 36 hours before. Like this time you were full and satisfied. Yeah. No, I never got the signal that I was full even then. Last night when I got home from work, that's where I have trouble. When I get home from work and I get bored, I don't have anything to do. Last night I helped my wife make lasagna for our son, and I helped do some other stuff, and that kept me busy until I was ready to go to bed. And actually, I was sitting in my chair watching TV, and I fell asleep, and my wife woke me up, told me to go to bed, and that was like 8:15 last night. So off I went. I actually got over 9 hours of solid sleep last night. That was really good. Briceby says, my daughter just joined a gym, so I found a new home for all those bulk electrolyte ingredients. Yep. That's a good way to do it. Chris is vacuuming my flooded basement this morning. Lots of good functional movement. Yes. Your basement flooded? That's not good. Yeah, it's my dinner 5 nights a week. Yeah. And that's actually been what I've been eating the last, I don't know, for a while now. I've been eating a lot of the ground pork and ground beef. I've had a couple of steaks, but not a whole lot of steak. And I've actually eliminated most of the eggs. I'll eat pickled eggs still, but not as much. It seems like whenever I eat eggs, I'm having like histamine reactions. So I'm just going to try to avoid them for a while. Yeah, the glass and cards are really cool. And if they were a little bit bigger, I was going to make my element and put it in that and use that today. But they're not big enough to hold enough of the raw element to be able to drink it without making funny faces, and ice. And I got an ice cube. Good morning, John. It's so nice to see you here today. And Brian saying good morning, Angie. And John saying good morning, Brian, Angie. It's good to see you both. Yeah, you couldn't find the Rumble stream this morning because I was a bonehead and I hit it. It go live, and then after I was live, I looked up and I was like, dang it. I knew as soon as I did that, I forgot to attach it to there. When I get done with this live stream, though, I will get tomorrow's attached to Rumble. Like right now, my count on the thing was at 9, but I show I have 12 on YouTube. So between the two streams, I have 12, and then I got 4 more on X watching. And it never shows me if anybody's ever watching on Rumble. The only way I know Rumble works is because of Chris. Brian said this one's been hard to get over. I'm only 80%, no sardines. The wife is running at 100%. Not much. Not so much. Every day is getting better. Yeah. There's something going around again. And in some people, it's hitting really hard. I had one of my guys from work. He's been dealing with this for probably 7-8 weeks now. And he's just now starting to get better. And it can be really rough. Angie said I had too much cheese yesterday, and I knew it. It definitely affected my racial numbers today. Not super terrible, but I felt it and had limited sleep last night. That didn't help those numbers. No, it doesn't, does it? That cheese can really make you, it can give you a lot of problems. Any dairy can. Actually, that's part of what I did when I went on my walk today. I walked from my house to our local park, which is just down the road here. And I walked around that whole thing, and then they have a farmer's market going on. I stopped in there. One of the vendors in there sells raw milk, raw dairy products. I want the raw cream because I want to make ice cream from it. I I don't care about the milk that much. When I buy the raw cream, I do buy the milk and I cut it 50-50 so that it works out better. Uh, it makes better ice cream that way. But man, it's so good. But anyway, they again didn't have any of that. So maybe the first week of July, they'll have some more raw cream. When I talked to them at the beginning of the month, they said they'd have it at the end of the month, which is this weekend. But they had something to do with calving and whatever else they were doing. So I couldn't get any. Let's see. Sorry, I felt like I was going to sneeze and I didn't want to sneeze in the mic. Oh, now my sinuses are burning. Awesome. Yeah, good morning, Bryce Biscuit. Bryce Biscuit said, I never get the ghrelin signal. Yeah. Since I stopped eating all sad foods, the noise is down significantly, but not gone. I never move to carnivore foods, though. I have to eat intentionally. Right. And I do too. I can't eat intuitively. I have to eat intentionally. I have to watch what I'm eating. And that's, when we went out on Thursday night to eat at the ball game, that was an OMAD day. I hadn't eaten anything all day, so I was not going to be anything big. And 2 days before that, all I had were sardines. I was okay to eat that, and I knew that. But I also have to eat intentionally. I can't eat intuitively or whatever they say, because eat until you're comfortably stuffed. That doesn't work for me because I don't get comfortably stuffed. It takes a lot, and if I do that, I'm going to be in trouble. But I have done it before where I've ate way more than I should have, and the next day I actually weighed less than what I did the day before. It's just crazy, right? So it's crazy what happens when you're doing that. But I'm actually really, really happy that I made that fast. Getting through that alternate day fast is just one of those things that was amazing, because I've struggled so much in these last couple months trying to do an ADF. I participate in a group that does fasting, and I've been trying to do an alternate day fast for the last couple of months now. And I've talked about it with the coach that's in the group about this, and it's just one of those things that I have a mental block. And there's one other person in there in the group that's got the same issue going on. It's just hard to do that ADF. I can hit a 7-day fast. I can do a 5-day fast. I can do a 72-hour fast. But that 36-hour fast, for whatever reason, I've got a mental block that at 24 hours, I got to eat. But if I am doing a 72-hour fast, I can go by it, and it doesn't bother me one bit. I don't know what it is. Bryce says, I believe we both approach eating from opposite poles of the problem. Intentional has to take place. Intuitive will cause harm. I agree. I can't do it intuitively. So that's why I still track what I eat most of the time. And I use my Fitbit app, right? And now Google changed it. Now it's Google Health or whatever the hell they call it. And they changed the way the macro tracking is for the app, and it sucks. So Google, if you're listening, fix your damn app because it's bullshit. Go back to the Fitbit style, because that actually worked. So now that I said that, it's really hard for me to, if I were just to sit down and eat until I was full or eat intuitively, I would be just a terrible mess because I can eat so much. But if I sit down and I know how many ounces of a steak I'm going to eat, and I can eat that, and I know, okay, that's all I need, I'm good with that. I just I have to pay attention to what I'm eating. And then once I get an idea of what each of my foods are, then I know, okay, I can eat this and this, or I can eat this and this. Then I know if I eat, specific foods and the combinations of them, I know how many calories I'm getting from fat and how many calories from protein, so I can get my macros right. Otherwise, I can just overeat easily. John says the first 36 is the roughest. The body's burning through its sugar stores and switching over to fat. Push past it, and the hunger eases, and energy goes back. Right, and I know this, and I still have trouble with the 36, and I don't know why. Just doing a 36 is hard, but a 72 is possible, no issues. 120 is no issues. 168, no problem. If I plan to do those now, I can, and it's easy for me to do them. I just don't understand why that 36 hour, just a 36 hour, has been so hard for me to do. Brian says, getting sick. My stomach shrunk since I got sick. Not good. I've had to eat several times a day. Can't wait to get back to normal 2 times a day. Yeah, it does suck when you have to eat more times. Then you don't ever get that digestive rest. I agree with that, Brian. That's hard. And he says a lot of times I don't time my 36-hour fast correctly. Like I wind up doing 48-hour fast because 36 is over in the middle of the night. I'm a dumbass sometimes. Well, Angie, what I do is I try to start all my fasts after my evening meal. So like when I do my 36-hour fast, when I get up to go to work, that's been 36 hours and I can break my fast at that time, or I can wait for a couple hours and eat at work. That's basically what I'm looking at when I do that. Bryce says I'm deep in biology of what will help me heal. So I make sure to incorporate specific foods to get the macronutrients you need. You get a lot of blood work done, so you track many things as well. I wish we had a place here like a lot of people can use the own your own labs, or you can go into LabCorp or whatever they are, and you can order them yourself. My state doesn't allow that, unfortunately. So if I want to do that, the closest place that does that for me is a 10-hour drive from here. Calorie counting carnivore. Good morning. How are you today? Sorry, I was getting my ice cubes out of there, and that's annoying. How's it going, Calorie Counting Carnivore? I know I've seen you before in other live streams. I appreciate you stopping in and saying hi. You're on the vertical view. The majority of the people here are on the other stream that's out there if you want to see their comments. Or, wait a minute. Nobody asked for this yet. Hey, there we go. I can put that up there. Now it's on the screen. Now people can see. To clarify us zero carb folks, you're already fat adapted, so it's not a sugar burning. It's a hunger hormone still firing at meal times till they settle. Push through, they quiet down. That's right, John. Those are fat adapted. You're not burning through your glycogen stores. You've already burned through those. And I know that when my ketones are at 1.1, 1.5, I know I'm not doing that. I know that the ghrelin is a real gremlin in your life, and that's what causes a lot of this issue that people have. is the ghrelin just overpowers so many things. Calorie counting carnivore says, I'm good. Fasting 36 hours. Awesome. Yeah, I did that in December and January. I did alternate day fasting for those 2 months, and I got down to my lowest weight. I've gained some of that back, and I've been trying to get onto the ADF schedule again, and I've just been struggling to be able to do those 36-hour fasts. They're so simple, yet so hard and so elusive. I can do a 7-day, I can do a 5-day, I can do a 72-hour fast. In fact, my 72-hour fast, this is what I was talking about with the guy that does the coaching for the fasting. I'm going to start doing my 72-hour fast for weekly, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So I'll start Sunday night and I'll end Wednesday night. And then one night, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, so it's probably going to be Friday or Saturday, most likely, I'm going to do an ADF just to be able to get my mind back to where it needs to be so I can go to ADF. But I want to do the 72-hour fast weekly for, I don't know, a month or two or maybe longer. Depends upon how I'm feeling on doing them. Because I actually enjoy the 72-hour fasts. They're not that long. They're easy to do. And I get good results with them. As you said, I usually do OMAD. I am done eating by 3 to 4 p.m. I have to remember to do 2MAD the day before a 36-hour to get the right time. I see. I can't eat too late. It brings on a snacky beast, right? Those damn snacks. Oh, that's. I put a short out earlier this week. I had to run over to one of our other facilities to pick something up and come back to mine. Driving by the gas station is a trigger for me because I want to go in there and I want to get some beef sticks or a bag of pork rinds. And I had to fight that. So I did a video instead, and I posted that on was it Wednesday or Thursday. I posted that. It's the hardest time I have to do is if I have to run to one of our other two facilities and I have to go by certain places I want to stop in. I want to grab from one place, it's a specific beef stick, and from the other place, it's a specific beef stick or the pork rinds that they have. It can be difficult to get through that snack monster. Brisbane says I don't get nearly all the labs I would like. Insurance only covers basic tests, but I do track all those. I would love to do own your own labs if I could. Yeah. My insurance doesn't cover diddly squat for testing. I checked on the own your own labs site to see what their costs were. And then I look at what my last insurance for my labs were last time I had my labs done. And it's actually cheaper to pay for it yourself, or for me with my insurance. It's cheaper to pay for it myself than what my insurance covers. My insurance doesn't cover diddly squat. Brian says, usually I remind you to put that up. See, I'm not right yet. I know. That's what I was thinking. Brian didn't remind me to put that up, but I remembered. It only took me, 25 minutes, 30 minutes to do that? That's not that bad. Calorie counting carnivore says, I'm trying to get rid of a gut. Oh, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. You see the thumbnail for the stream today. That's me, and that's what my belly used to look like. I used to have a really big round belly. It was over 60 inches round at one point. So it was huge. Yeah, because you're on the vertical stream. If you look at the thumbnail, you'll see at the very end it has like a little phone on it, and that's when you're on. There's another one out there that is a regular stream, and that's where most of the people are. That's why I put the chat on the screen so that you could see it also. And how do I have it on there? Turn it to wide. There, how's that? Now you should be able to see it on your phone too. I can adjust how it looks on there just a little bit. And Brasby says there's many hormones controlled under addiction. Ghrelin is just one. Others are equally powerful. It's fascinating to unpack the mechanism. There are so many layers. That is true. There are so many ways and so many different things that you're affected by when you're addicted to this stuff. Brian says, Lance, did you see Dr. Boz this week? I'm going to start 72-hour fast a week, see if it will help my cognitive health and brain fog go for a while. That was actually one of the reasons why I chose a 72-hour fast also. So I'd been thinking about doing the guy that I go to for the fasting coaching, when he was losing his weight, he was doing 90-hour fasts. So I thought about doing something like that. And then when I saw that Dr. Boz video this week, and the one guy was doing the 72-hour fast weekly for months, and he actually nailed it. I mean, he had really great results with it. I was like, I can do 72-hour fasts. I don't mind doing them. I just did a 72-hour fast last week or the week before when I had my last dental work done. So it's actually really easy for me to do, and I like those fasts. John says, I've been building something I think you're going to like, and I'll send you a sneak peek of the platform soon. Some good things coming for creators like you. I appreciate that, John. Yeah, you've mentioned this stuff before, and it does sound very interesting. I'm looking forward to it. You're on your laptop, change the label, but it doesn't help. No, you have to back out. Actually, if you click on my North Dakota Carnivore on your stream there, it'll bring my page up. There's 2 different streams today. And one of them is the one that has like the little phone symbol on it, and that's where you're at. If you click on the other one, that's the regular version of it. Dr. Berg has a good video out about zero sugar stuff and maltodextrin. How it is worse than sugar. It is. The maltodextrin is one of the worst things that you can actually do for your body. Anything that has a natural flavor, just assume it has maltodextrin, because that's what they do. They spray the flavor on maltodextrin, and then they put the maltodextrin in. And if it's under half a gram, they don't have to claim what it is on the label. But half a gram of maltodextrin is equal to a full gram of sugar. Its glycemic index is twice that of table sugar. It's one of the worst things you can put in any food. Yeah. Let's see, Calorie Counting Carnivore. You want to share something strange about some ground beef you bought. It's at 80-20, but produced no fat at all. I did look up. It did look very reddish before cooking, so you could see indicating low fat. Yeah. I have not had any of my 80-20 like that before. They probably mislabeled it. It's probably the 93.7, and I hate that stuff. The only thing that's good for is making jerky out of it. Bryce Bixby says, my daughter just gave up Coke Zero this week and is moving to bubbly. She understands how those sweeteners affect hunger and consumption, right? And that's one of the things that it does too. Even if it's a zero sugar item, it still triggers you to eat more. You can still have an insulin response, even though you're not having a glucose response. They are just terrible. Bride says the FDA established well over 3,000 individual flavoring agents, both natural and artificial, that are generally recognized as safe, grass, yeah, and can be included by law. Right. Our FDA has 3,000. How many do they have in the rest of the world? I think Europe has only like 100 or something like that. It's a triple digit number. It's nowhere near what we get. Let's see. Calorie counting carnivore says you agree. You're thinking it was a 93.7. Yeah. And that's why I have extra beef tallow. I have bacon fat. And of course, there's always butter. So you can add your own fat to it. Let's see. Angie says that's awesome. Bryce Bissett. I got my daughter switched to bubbly too. So much better. She also uses true lemon packets in her water for flavor. Now she's drinking water instead of soda. Well, that's a good win right there. That's amazing. And Bridesway says, I love it, Angie. That's actually really good. Bridesway says natural ingredients can include artificial by law. Make it make sense. You can't because they're being paid off by the food companies. So why would it make sense? Because it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense for them. It's nothing good about the FDA for us. Yeah, you happily added butter. And butter is actually not a bad thing to have. I like butter. It's one of the things that's changed in me. I didn't before I started eating as a carnivore. I didn't really like butter. I didn't like margarine either, but I really didn't like butter itself. To me, it was just whatever. Since going carnivore now, I don't mind butter. I like brown butter bites. Those are delicious. It tastes more like a buttery caramel or a toffee to me. I really enjoy that. It's like a candy for a carnivore. It really is. So have at it. Butter is something that's really good for you. Anybody else got anything that's interesting or I my mind is still trying to catch up from that walk this morning. I can't believe it was just over a 4 mile walk. I didn't even pull the information out of it yet. And I don't think I can. No. Well, it's over 8,000 steps already this morning. I have to look at my watch because my phone is the my camera. Oh, yeah. It doesn't give me all the information on my watch. It just gives me the steps and what my best day was. Oh, Angie says there's a documentary called Globesity. It's very interesting. Chile is doing a great job teaching their kids how to pick healthier foods. That's actually that's a government that actually cares about their people because our government doesn't. They care about the businesses. So that's why we're in the mess that we're in. That's why so many people, Robert Kennedy is only trying to do what's best for the people, and everybody hates him. Democrat, Republicans, everybody's like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? And he's trying to do the right thing. It's just, and I just found this out the other day that his weird voice is actually a vax related injury. Did you know that? He got that after a specific vaccine. He had a normal voice until that point. Calorie Counting Carnivore says, I want to make those butter bites, but I'm of the mind that super good tasting foods make me overeat, and it will. If you're a person that has a hard time with that and can't grab two of them out of the fridge and eat them and just keep going back, yeah, it's not a good thing to have. I'll eat a whole thing of brown butter bites in 2 days. That's why I don't make them up much anymore. And if I do make them, I make them for my wife and I tell myself they're for her and then I leave them alone. I can do that. But if I start on them, then I'm going to finish them. Bryce basically says I don't care for butter either. You just use it to cook eggs. Most of my eggs that when I cook eggs are cooked in the bacon grease. And that is always delicious for me. Brian says, I don't know if it's interesting, but it was funny during Dr. Boz Live. I asked two questions and she answered them one. She answered them. One of them was under my name and the second was under Sam. I thought I caught that too. I had to go back and rewatch that one because my phone went off. I had a chiropractor's appointment and I had to leave to go to chiropractor. So I missed it and had to rewatch that one. But I did see that she answered your questions. That's pretty cool. And Dr. Boz, I like her information. I like the way she does her information. She's really good. And she's actually being honest with people. And yeah, she sells stuff, but she's not pushing it all the time. And I do like that. Bryce it's going for a sleep study next month. It'll be interesting to see if carnivore and weight loss improved the interruptions last tested a decade ago. I know it has helped me. I've never had a sleep study, but just from what my wife has told me, I used to stop breathing several times throughout the night, and it used to scare the crap out of her. And in the first week, I stopped snoring and I stopped having breathing difficulties while I was sleeping. And that was before I had significant weight loss. Let's see, my carnivore food is very delicious. He likes short ribs, but uncontrollable. Yeah, I can understand that. That sounds like it'd be really good. Angie says, yes, I'm not a fan of our government allowing forever chemicals to be sprayed all over the crops. I wonder sometimes if the cattle eating the grass is consuming that junk. It depends upon where, like most of the grazing fields where the cattle are don't get sprayed for anything. So unless they're doing something weird, they shouldn't be getting anything on there. The edges of them might get some for if they're next to a grain field that gets sprayed, but most of them aren't being sprayed out there. So I would think not. Brian says, love Dr. Boz, 100% agree that is great live. She is. She's got some great information and just the way she puts it out. It's one of those things where if I could afford to fly to Tampa to catch a pin chasers, I would just to do that. Brian says, my snoring is greatly reduced, but not gone. Nose broken several times throughout my life, though. Yeah. So I haven't had any issue with my nose like that. Rice biscuit is just, I know from my wife, like this past winter when we were going to hockey and on the weekends we go to hockey game and if I had popcorn, I would snore. If I didn't, I wouldn't snore. Any carbohydrate from a plant that I'm eating causes me to snore. And it wakes my wife up. Yeah, okay. Bryce Biscuit again says during the winter they put the cows on the cornfields. Oh, Brian says, why did it say, man, I'm having trouble reading today. Brian says during the winter they put the cows on the cornfields out here, so they are getting some of those nasty chemicals. Really? And I haven't seen that out here. All of ours, even in the wintertime, if they're not in the yard, they're generally just in the fields that they're normally in. I've never seen our cornfields out here even fenced off. North Dakota, we don't have open range, so I've never seen them fenced off out here to allow cows to go into them. Oh, yeah. Angie says I'm trying to buy beef locally. It's better, but so expensive. I have to save money for a freezer and half a cow. Yeah, that is absolutely true. The overall cost of it, when you look at what you're getting, it is cheaper than buying it from a store, but not really. There are so many expenses that they charge you for. One of the things I would do too, Angie, tell them that you want the fat that they're trimming and you want the bones. Make your own bone broth because you're being charged for that. That's part of the weight that you're being charged for is the hanging weight. And that includes the bones and the fat that they trim off. They charge you for that. So tell them you want it. Tell them not to trim your steaks. Tell them, not to. Heck, I'd tell them if they could just leave them as the primal cuts, and then you can cut them yourself. That way you get what you want out of it, and then get the bones for it too. That might save some of the processing cost if they only have to do the primal cut. Never know. I mean, it's worth a try, and it's easy to cut. You can go to the Butcher Wizard, and he's got free videos on his site that show you how to cut up a lot of these primal cuts, so you can learn how to do it yourself and save a lot of money. And if the butcher shop will sell you the primal cuts cheaper than what they would for that, then it'd be well worth it. Brian says, you think beef would be cheaper around me? I'm literally surrounded by millions of cows and the world's largest packing house, right? It doesn't work like that, though. And I live here in North Dakota. We have more oil coming out of our ground here than anywhere but Texas. And our gas prices here are some of the highest. Nothing like California, but yeah, it's a great idea. Yeah, if you can cut yourself and save money, that's the best way to do it. Bridesmaid says, unfortunately, the only beef I can afford is factory farmed. Yeah, and so far it's still not a bad thing to have. Beef prices are predicted to jump sharply again this fall. They always say that, and they got more things with that screw worm going on now in Texas and stuff, and they're trying to make more out of it than what it really is. I think they just need to knock it off. I think when they're messing with our beef like that what we're doing is being seen and it's being noticed. Calorie County Carnivore says, now it's working. Just had to close everything down and restart. Now I can see everyone else's comments. Now you're back on the right stream. Welcome to the club. Holy smokes. It has been pretty quick, 55 minutes so far. Wow. Oh, sorry. Brian says, I would join the Butcher Wizard group, but it costs way too much. I joined it for a few months. I got a few of his knives that came with the when he first started it. He was giving away a couple of his knives when you joined, and I did that for a couple of months. And I was like, everything that he was showing me was available on his regular channel too. So I got the knives. Those knives are awesome. If you, I would just watch his regular channel and then buy the knives that he has because they're really good. And he says, I've cut a chuck roll and a strip loin before. It's not too hard. I purchased some good butchering knives to tackle the task. Yeah, you get that 10-inch or 12-inch breaking knife, and it's amazing how easy it is to cut some of these roasts. And then you get a good boning knife, and you can cut up these things really quick, really easy. I haven't done a chuck roll, but I've done the strip loins and I've done the tenderloin and I've done the rib roast. They are so good. Yeah. Bridesmaid has jumped sharply in the last year. Also, the year before that, I have no reason to believe the price will ever not jump. And yeah, I've seen the opposite here in North Dakota so far. In the summertime, starting like mid-May or end of April, mid-May, our prices for beef go up. Barbecue season, and like after was it Labor Day, and our prices go down. And I've been able to get my New York strip steaks or roasts. I can still get them for $9 a pound. The ribeyes, or rib roast, I can still get them for $12.99 a pound outside of summer. So it's not that bad. The only thing that's still more expensive than it should be is brisket, and that's actually come down about $1 since the last one I bought. Last one I bought was $6.69 a pound or something like that, and now it's like $5.49 a pound. So I'd actually thought about buying one of those, but with the forecast for rain, and I am listening right now, and it's raining out. So the possibility of me smoking a brisket right now is yeah, it's not going to happen because my smoker outside in the rain doesn't work so well. Angie says my husband is down in Miami for work, and he said the Walmart by the airport is sold out of sardines. Imagine that. A poor guy. Carolina Carnivore, dang it. Had to step out for a while. Hoped it would. Well, I'm sorry you didn't make it all the way through. It's been a good show. I've been confusing you with calorie counting carnivore. There's too many C's in the names, I guess. See right there. After my experience getting 97 or 93.7 beef, I'll be looking more closely at the contents, checking that it has good amount of fat in it. Calling to complain on Monday, right? Because, you know, they're going to tell you that, well, you got a higher quality beef, which they don't understand. You're taking the fat away, and the fat's what you want, and then they're charging you more for it. Bridesmaid said I had a subscription to Butcher Box during the health crisis. Today, the price is actually double from what it was then. Yeah, and I did too. I had a subscription with a Butcher Box, and when they jacked their prices, and I was like, nope, we're not going there. I can actually go buy it from our local farmer cheaper than I can get it from Butcher Box, and the quality from our local places are better. Bridesmaid says New York City has an artificial market. It never goes down. Same as real estate here. It's the only market in the world where that's the case. Used to work in the industry. Yeah, it just never. So many of the big cities are like that, though. Los Angeles can't be far from that. Orange County, they're just crazy. Well, I think LA and stuff, that's all because of their government anyway and their tax situation. the prices will never go down. They just keep going up, and it doesn't matter the supply. That's true to a point. My dogs have the zoomies right now. Gotta go. Have a great day, and you're welcome, Angie. I love when the dogs get the zoomies. Our Dalmatian goes out there and she just tears up the yard. It's fun to watch her go. She's quick. Brian says, I don't believe one bit that there's a sardine shortage, something else going on, but you don't know what it is. Well, it's the countries that are catching the sardines and for packing them and exporting. They're the ones that are saying that there's a shortage and that the schools aren't as big as what was expected. I've actually watched a couple of videos on that just to see what was going on with that too. It's not supply and demand. They have corrected to sidestep that, right? They have built-in systems to create the artificial market. And Brian says 100%. So with that, I'm going to call it a day today. I remember 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern, Carnivore Quest will be on. Again, check out the interview on Carnivore Ron that was just posted here. Carnivore Ron's got a nice little channel too. Anybody wants to interview with him, I encourage you to check him out. Do an interview with him. He's actually pretty amazing that he has lost as much weight as he has also. So he started well over 400 pounds. Brad said I used to maintain data records for New York City real estate going back 200 years. Property price dipped during the time, not even once, during every crisis, including the Great Depression. Yeah. Thank you very much. You have a great weekend. Have a good one, Brian. Have a good one, Bryce Biscuits. You all have a great day. Have a great weekend. We'll see you in the streams.
Fix what I couldn't see. Eating clean, playing my part. Still something breaking inside my heart. I was doing everything right, and everything kept getting worse. Following every line they drew, still ended up in reverse. Five pills lined up on the sink, one telling me what to think. Said give it time, you'll be okay. But I kept drifting further away. I was doing everything right, and everything kept getting worse. Gave them everything I had, still couldn't break that curse. Then one day I just let it go. Stopped chasing what I didn't know. Took one step, changed one thing, turned my back on everything. This is my why. North Dakota Carnivore changed my life. Kept it simple, stripped it down, turned it all the